Hey guys, Adam here from Pink Parsnip Computers. In this video, I'm going to talk you through how to reset the CMOS on your PC. Now, it happens occasionally, and it's very frustrating, but what can happen sometimes is your PC fails to boot. And it can be really confusing and a bit stressful because the fans spin, the lights come on, but your keyboard doesn't light up, and you don't get a display, and it could have been the day before it was working perfectly. One of the first things to try is resetting the CMOS on your motherboard. Now the CMOS is actually a battery, which on this particular motherboard you can't even see, and this is why I picked this for demonstration. It looks like a large watch battery, and it will annoyingly it will be placed sometimes underneath where your graphics card is. Now this is a motherboard at the moment, you can see just sitting on a motherboard box. It's not inside a PC case. I've done that on purpose so you can kind of see all the components. Now if your PC is doing this and it's not booting, there's a few things to check out before even resetting the CMOS. And one of the first things is this. I'm going to turn this PC on. Now, I don't have it in a case. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that the power supply is on to the I position. I'm going to come around here. And this here is the header, or JFP1, because it's an MSI board. And the top right-hand two pins here will be where the power switch is connected, where normally you press a button on your case. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to trick it and use a screwdriver to start it. There we go. So that's now got power. Power supply is lit up. And over here, on an MSI board and a lot of other boards, you have these LEDs. And they are labelled CPU, DRAM, VGA and boot. And what happens is when the PC first fires up, it cycles between absolutely everything. And assuming it has a successful post or boot, the boot light will come on and the other three will turn off and it will post. And this PC is working absolutely great. However, if your PC isn't posting and if the easy debug light isn't going to CPU onto boot, something is causing it to stop booting. And if you do have a motherboard with these LEDs or something similar, they're very hard to read. But if I zoom in a little bit, you can see you've got CPU, DRAM, VGA, and boot, and all manufacturers are very similar to this. If the boot one isn't lit up, but the light is stuck on, say, VGA, DRAM, or CPU, that is telling you which part of the motherboard is having a bit of a moment and is stopping the boot. So if you're not getting to the boot light, you need to reset your CMOS. So I'm going to turn this PC off. Okay, so to reset your CMOS, there's a few ways to do it. The easiest way, if you can find it, and I'm going to zoom out here, and I can see where the CMOS battery is on this motherboard. You see this black housing here? Underneath that is a CMOS battery, but what's interesting is next to that, these two headers here, which I'm going to point out with my screwdriver, is the clear CMOS jumper. Every motherboard will have two pins, normally very near the CMOS battery, labelled JBAT, CLR, CMOS, something along those lines. And if you want to clear the CMOS without taking the battery out, because sometimes the battery can be underneath your graphics card, this is the easiest thing to do. What you need to do is turn off your power supply completely. Make sure there is no power and that is off, not on the I position. To be completely sure, it's probably worthwhile taking the power lead out. Once you've done that, in your case, press and hold the power button for about 10 seconds. That'll drain any power out of any of the components in the motherboard. I can't do that because I don't have a power button rigged up. So all I'm going to do is just hold this screwdriver on those two top pins. There's now no power. Then what you can do is you can take a screwdriver ideally, and if I zoom in, this can be quite difficult to do. Can you see these two pins? What you want to do with the PC off, find the header on your motherboard that says JBAT or clear CMOS, and you want to hold a screwdriver touching both pins. You're basically bridging the pins, which is shorting the pins, which then clears the CMOS. If you can't find a header, what you're going to have to do is take the battery out. So make sure it's all powered off. If the battery is under your graphics card, you're going to need to remove your graphics card. If it's somewhere more visible, it's not. That makes it a lot easier. And what you're going to do is there's a little catch. Pop that, take the battery out and leave it out for about 5 minutes. That then, put it back in. That will have cleared the CMOS. That is one of the key things to try if your PC isn't posting. If that doesn't work, pay close attention to the lights once more and see what they are stuck on. So I'm going to boot this PC up again. Here we go. We're going to look at our lights. We'll zoom in. CPU is doing the work. That's fine. So now I'm going to move on to the next thing. We hope, but I have just cleared the CMOS, so it will take longer. And when you clear the CMOS, guys, you'll know you've done it, because that first boot after clearing the CMOS will quite often take some time. There we go, see? Now VGA, that's the graphics card. The PC is now booted. See, it's flashing between VGA and boot. PC is posted, okay? Now, if you don't have LED indicator lights, one of the other things that you can get is a buzzer. And a buzzer will be a mini speaker that is connected to 4 pins on your motherboard. And that, you'll already know if you've got one of these, it will beep when the PC boots. A singular beep will mean a successful boot. If it's beeping in any other way, beep, 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 or 5 beeps, those beep codes actually mean something. But that is how to clear the CMOS, guys. That is the first go-to in terms of if your PC isn't posting or booting. I hope this helps, and please message us if you've got any queries.